Hello, welcome to today's version of AI Playbook. And today we're going to be looking at how you can achieve more efficiency at your place of work. And for us to do that, I have a lot of things lined up for you today. And for you to also contribute, just ensure that you leave comments, you leave questions in the comment box, and I'll be available to attend to every of your comments. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Now, when you look at the AI space, yes, we have lots of generative AI. And if you're listening to me for the very first time, when we call the term generative AI, we're talking about AI that allow you to chat just as if you're chatting with an actual person. Now, we have all of that in our ecosystem, but the bottom line is, how very efficient are we with all of those two? Okay, I just found myself quite long using a lot of Google to more or less search for some things. And sometimes when I go to the AI to help me with those things, there is just this thought in my mind that the AI is not accurate. And that problem is very real because come to think of it, those algorithms, those machines were trained with specific information some time ago. Yes, while some of them learn in real time, but they are just a bunch of information that were available as at the point of training. But that brings me to a sort of worry as to how do we learn and create something that happens right now? Like, how can you do your research? How can you formulate your hypothesis or whatever it is in real time without having to be scared or afraid? I hope I am not using data that are not really accurate. And that's what today's edition is all about. How you can use AI to get data right now. How can you learn about what is happening right now, without having to more or less look for informations on the Google itself. But that doesn't mean you should stop Googling. What it just means is that you have a lot of tools available for you to vet whether what you're generating is current or not. So to guide our conversation today, I had broken it down into a couple of steps. And the tool we're going to be looking at today is called Perplexity AI. We're going to be looking at the introduction to Perplexity AI. We're going to be looking at how you can optimize your searches, how you can personalize and customize instruction, advanced Perplexity features. We're also going to be looking at ways which we can apply it to the real world information or problem that we have. So think of it as a full-blown conversation today where I am going to be walking you through the tool itself, and also how you can apply it to your everyday conversation, everyday activities. So let's dive into it. My name is Noah Latoye, and I really want you to get the best out of this very edition. So pay attention with me and let's ride on together. But before we move on, I know some of you will be thinking, is this really for me? Do you really need to, spend your time listening to me? Okay, let's take a look at the set of people that this very content is for. Now, this content is designed for professionals who are into research and also content creator who want their content to be productive and they want it to be accurate. So if you're everly searching for things and you want it to be accurate, I think you need to listen to me. Also, if you're into content creation and you want to optimize the kind of content you create, solve instance problem, trending issues, find ways to mitigate some of those things, I think you actually need to watch this to the end. And also, we're also looking at people who want to boost their AI proficiency. And finally, if you're interested in adding another set of AI skill, you also need to listen to me to the end. So let's move on. Now, what will you learn at the end of this very edition? One thing I can assure you is that you leverage on how you can use Perplexity AI for accuracy, efficient decision making, AI-powered productivity across every profession. And one more thing, you're actually going to find a way to be creative. You can be more creative in such a way that if you prepare your reports, people will likely to accept it because you're more or less talking to instances that are currently trending in the industry. One of the ways you can get the most out of this very conversation is to ensure that you don't just watch me. Find a way to also follow along every step along the way. Don't just look at it. Don't just assume that, yes, oh, what this guy is saying is pretty simple. I can do it on my own. No, try it out. Follow along. Ensure that you follow step by step everything I'm about to show you. And that's the only way you build your memory lane to be able to do this at any point in time. And also, you need to find a way to maximize Perplexity. You need to customize it to yourself and ensure that the AI give you the result that you need at every point in time. One important skill is you need to know how to use Perplexity. You need to know when to use the tool, when to use other generative AI, when to use the likes of ChatGPT, Gemini, or Grok, whatever artificial intelligence you want to use. You need to know how to pick the right tool at any point in time. Finally, one thing you need to find yourself doing is engage your community. Don't just learn things like this and keep quiet. Share so that other people can see your advancement, and so you can be a source of motivation to other people while they learn some of these skills as well. There is no doubt that AI is transforming the way we research, create, and make decisions. By mastering Perplexity AI, you're just not learning about it too. You're also unlocking smarter and fastest way to apply your knowledge to your personal and professional life. Whether you're a business leader, researcher, content creator, or AI enthusiast, this very edition will ensure that you have the skills to boost any of your productivity and enhance decision making. So, let's dive into it. Okay, so the question, why should you use Perplexity over ChatGPT, Gemini? In the first place, why should you use them? When we talk about Perplexity, we'll talk about the areas where it shines. Perplexity AI is best for accuracy, real-time information. If you're doing research work that requires you to get instant data, things happening around your industry, Perplexity is AI to use. And the cool thing is, we're going to be looking at a practical example of an e-commerce complexity in Nigeria and see how you can also translate that into other things that you have to do. So we're not just here to talk around the theoretical part of this too. I'm also here to show you the practical aspect and how you can apply this on the go. So another cool thing about Perplexity is that it gives you citation on every of its recommendation. So in other words, every time you make any search, if it's recommending anything, you see those sources. And the cool thing about the AI is that these sources are sources that you know. They are legit sources that you can tell anybody that you got your data from it and they will agree with you. We're going to be seeing some of these customizations as we dive deeper into this very edition. Okay, when we talk about the accuracy of Perplexity, now when should you use ChatGPT and Gemini? Now, there is the downside of Perplexity. Perplexity is good for accuracy. On the other hand, when it comes to very in-depth creative writing, it doesn't do so well. So you need to really understand that thin line. When you need to write creative writing in detail, I would advise that you use the likes of ChatGPT or Gemini to do all of those. However, remember, when you need to deal with current, instant, accurate data, Perplexity is the way to go. So just think of it. I want to get research on real data instead of you going to just the traditional Google to search and start looking for links. You can more or less look at how you can achieve that with your Perplexity. So just to recap, whenever you want to have an in-depth analysis or in-depth creative writing about a particular subject, you can use the likes of the Gemini and the ChatGPT. But whenever you want accuracy, you can use the likes of Perplexity. Now that you know when to use Perplexity or other generative AI, let us take a look at the interface of Perplexity and how you can leverage on the two. Now, if you dive into perplexity.ai, of course, for the very first time, you'll be asked to sign up, even though you can use the application without actually signing up. But it is advisable that you sign up so that you can keep record of your previous searches. When you sign up, you'll be directed to this very home page that we have here. And from the home page, some of the things you can do is to more or less walk around your first customization. And when we talk about the customization, let us take a look at a few things. Now, if we look at the AI, you will see that it's similar to every other generative AI that you know. Of course, you have your prompt here, and you have the ability to just insert your prompt all the way. Aside that, you then have other language models as well. You have the likes of ChatGPT, you have the likes of DeepSeek, and you can play around some of them. But when you put it on the auto automatically find a way to understand the best model to answer your question at that particular time. Now, the cool thing about this is you need to also understand how Perplexity operates. Perplexity is built around fine-tuning. In other words, it is structured in a way that it only goes for quick informations and extract them for you to quickly make use of them. Rather than actually spending more time on things that you're likely not to use, Perplexity just more or less analyze other algorithm, other language model, which is on other AI like ChatGPT and co, and summarize in a way that it makes sense to you. And you're going to be seeing all of these things in action in a very short while. All right, so you could also select, sources, but let us take a look at other few things. Another thing you can do here is under my profile, I could as well come to my profile here and set my instruction. So I could impute information on how I expect the AI to respond to me at every point in time. So when you click on the setting here, just navigate to the profile. Now from the profile, you can see introduce yourself. This introduce yourself gives you the ability to tell the AI how to structure every of your responses. In the instances where you don't want it to give you emoji, you don't want it to give you some certain things, you can put those instructions here. And every time the AI responds to you, it will ensure that you adhere to some of these instructions. Now, I will make the link, I will make this very description available to you. You can edit and customize to suit your needs. And pretty much we can also move forward and see things that we can do. So when I come back to the home, there are a couple of searches that you can carry out. And let's look at this, for instance. You can search through the web. You could say, all of the things you're looking for should be through the web. Or you could say, maybe you're working on an academic research or you're working on an assignment and you're looking for ways to get more resources. You're looking for ways to get more ideas. Toggling this will also help you. Or if you're trying to also look at the socials as well, discussions in the social environments, especially in Reddit, you can actually toggle this as well. All right, so maybe I should just go ahead and toggle everything because the research we're going to be doing in this very training would be excessively around research, and we want to have an idea of what is going on across board, even within the social media academic space, and let's see what the AI is able to do for us. Another cool thing that Perplexity allows you to do is the ability to add files. So you could add files, you could, upload files. However, there are limitations to how many files you can apply, especially when you're visiting with the free account. But, you can subscribe to more or less have access to more file upload. I think the premium upload is limitless. If you subscribe on a premium version, you can upload as many files as you need. Okay. So let's also take a look at other things that you can do with the AI. Just to set example, let us look at our first prompt, and to really make this exciting, let us look at the most industry in Nigeria that is adopting artificial intelligence. So let us just ask the AI and say, who are the industry leveraging AI in Nigeria? Okay, so let's see what it has to say. All right, let's look at it. And okay, now the cool thing here is that just hands-on, you can already see what the AI has to say. Now the AI, of course, is pulling from Reddit, is pulling from Reddit. We could also see other sources which the AI is pulling away from. And one thing you can do when you click on this is to see all the sources so far that the AI is using to respond to you. And one cool thing you can do here is you can determine to even remove a source. So say for instance, I want to remove this and this. I can just go ahead and remove the sources and it helped me filter again, and I'm able to see things that I need regarding the sources that I preferred. Okay, now let's look at the responses. All right, so you can look at it. I'm going to ensure that I make this very response available for you to use at any point in time. Now, if you look at the response that we got, if you look at the sources from Business Day, and it says that AI is used for fraud detection, personalized banking, and investment strategies. And you can see one of the platform using it, Kudi.ai, is helping in this regard. You could further read more. You could go to the sources and try to understand what's going on more. Now, if you take this same prompt, okay, let's try to do some comparison here. If we take this same prompt and let's say we take it to a ChatGPT, for instance, and we go to chat, yes, and I think for us to be fair in this very conversation here, we're going to also enable ChatGPT deep research if it's available for us to use. So I can as well just paste that same prompt here and allow you to search through the web, and let's go ahead and do our searches. All right, I think something goes wrong, something isn't right here. So I'm just going to copy my prompt. I'm going to refresh. And let me see if I can. Okay, something isn't right with ChatGPT right now, but let's try again. Let's toggle that and try to search. I'm sure it should be able to give us responses now. Now, and I really want you to understand what I meant about the flexibility that Perplexity gives. If we look at this very well as well, even ChatGPT as well try to give us references, which makes a lot of sense. But let's look at the responses, let's look at the summary, and let's even see what we have. And the cool thing about working with all of these multiple generative AI is that it gives you flexibility to compare. One AI may miss a particular important part and the other may not. So combining some of these things really make a lot of sense. So let's look at the way ChatGPT has segmented is. So you can see that you have Access Bank, it listed the financial sector first, listed Sterling Bank, Dino AI, telecommunication, manufacturing. Then you can also see that the flexibility of you even controlling all of these sources are not there. So let's go back to our Perplexity and see what we have. So for Perplexity, it's been able to also categorize all of those into financial, technology, agri, healthcare, education, right? And let's see what we have here. Okay, let's look at the education sector. Now, with the education sector, we see what the Perplexity is able to give us, and also we can see the sources from that as well. This is from Business Day. This is also from Business Day, and you can more or less go ahead and find more. You can also take this same prompt and try it out on Gemini as well to see the result that you have. Now, the cool thing here is that when you combine all of these things together, it then gives you the flexibility to achieve something that is really extraordinary. Now, moving forward to our next subject, let us look at what it means to be on the pro version of Perplexity. And for us to do that, let me see if I can go back to the home. From the home, let's see, okay, just the home here. Then I think we can see Pro here. Yes, so let's look at the differences between the freemium and the premium. So the freemium gives you unlimited search, and it also gives you 3 pro features per day, fast, free AI model. You can also upload up to 3 files in a day. But you can also look at the premium version. Premium version allow you to do unlimited searches as well. Okay, so the pro version can also give you up to 300 to 600 pro feature per day. That's a lot. And you can play around all of these other AI models that you can use to do your searches. You have unlimited file upload, and you can more or less play around this whole thing. But the cool thing here is that for a start, this free plan is all you need for a starter. But if you can afford to subscribe this, you can go ahead and subscribe. Okay, now let's talk about building real world problem. Trying to use Perplexity to solve real world problem. Let's see how we can use that. And let's say for a reason, I do not even have an idea of how to go about whatever I want to do. And talking about efficiency here, we're going to be looking at combining multiple AIs to achieve our aim. So let's say for some reasons, I do not even know how to search properly. I don't know how to give the right prompt. I think what you can use is use either ChatGPT or Gemini to more or less structure how you can even use Perplexity. And I'll put that into practice right now. So let's say I've been given a task to find out how we can understand the complexity of e-commerce operation in Nigeria. Yes, we know the top playing brands, but at the same time, understanding the complexity in the e-commerce, of course, may take a lot of Googling. But let's see how we can achieve that within few seconds with Perplexity. Okay, so like I promised, all you need to do first is to go to ChatGPT and find a way to even ask it some questions. So let's say I want to say, imagine I want to conduct a research on managing complexity in the e-commerce operations in Nigeria. Okay, so one thing I can also do is to tell it my preferred AI to use. So I can say my preferred AI choice is Perplexity. Okay, and I think I can still provide one more prompt. I can say, show me a detailed step-by-step guide. All right, so I could as well untoggle this because I don't really want it to search through the web because I believe it has the information already. So we can just go ahead and search for this very prompt and let's see what it gets to say. So step one, it said we need to clearly outline the research goals and focus, which is not bad. So let's just give it some time to populate all of this. And I think this is, so gathered background information. It's more or less describing what Perplexity is going to do already. Identify key research questions, gather background information, and use Perplexity AI for data collection and insight. Yeah, so there's something more I want this AI to be able to do. I like all of these things that it is telling me, but it doesn't really help me to do what I want to do on Perplexity. And this is where prompt engineering comes in. So I still need to further ask this to do what I want it to do. I don't want to stop whatever it's generating just so that we can have a context can just follow these instructions and see what it is trying to say. But I'm trying to make this as seamless as possible, especially for those who are new to some of this technology. So what we can do is, okay, we can say nice recommendation. I want you to give me step-by-step prompts to be used. in Perplexity. Okay. So let's see what it's able to do. What I want you to do is to give me the actual prompt that I can use on Perplexity to give me the answers that I want. Even though I can improve some of these things, which makes sense. But look, we could find a way to use this to enhance our research processes. Okay, so it's already making sense. So he said, general landscape, what is the current state of the e-commerce industry in Nigeria? Provide data on market size, major player, and recent trend. He also said that what are the biggest challenges facing the e-commerce businesses in Nigeria? Focus on logistics, payment system, and regulatory issues. These are questions that will really help us. These are questions that if we can answer these questions, it will really help us to build a very nice case study that we can use to proceed with our research. So all I need to do here is take this, but in some cases you may not even have the right response. Remember, you can always continue the conversation and guide the AI to do the right thing. One thing about some of these tools is that you need to know when they are not giving you the right information so that you can direct them in the way which you expect them to go. So when I copy this first one, all I need to do, Perplexity, is to just paste this, and you can just enter it and see what we have. So the question goes to us, what is the state of the e-commerce industry in Nigeria? Provide data on market size, and let's see what Perplexity is able to do. So one thing you can see here is that it then gave us the market size, all the way. And it cited where it got that from. This is from Reddit, right? Like I said, it's possible for you to remove sources. If you don't want sources, or you want to see all the sources that the AI had used, you can check them here and remove the sources. If you don't want Reddit, maybe you want you want to just deal with a specific source, you can delete as much as you have them here. So let's take a look at the key trends. The key trends, the Nigerian government is planning to regulate e-commerce platform and introduce cyber insurance for customers through the new National Digital Economy and Government Bills. This is very cool. These are the trends, the government trends, the individual trends. And a study in South Nigeria found that artificial intelligence, including chatbots, predictive analysis, and personalized content, has a significant positive effect on marketing performances on e-commerce. You can see all of these trends, and they already give you an idea of what you need to do. So let's take a look at the challenges. You have challenges here. Nigerian e-commerce has low patronage due to factors such as establishing costs, accessibility, credit card threats, information privacy, data security, and network reliability. You can see where this is from, right? You can see where this is from. This is from Semantics Scholar, right? You can also check to read more. And other news that you can see, the Nigerian government fined Meta, blah, blah, blah. These are things that happened some years ago, and you can see what happened. You can read more about it. So the cool thing about this is that you also then have some recommendation here. What are the major challenges faced by e-commerce companies in Nigeria? This is where we're going. So the AI already have an idea. So as much as I want to, I can either go back here self and try to say copy this very one and use, but I think I'll just go ahead and use its recommendation, and let's see what we have again. Okay, so, and these are some of the issues that the Nigerian businesses in terms of the e-commerce face every point in time. You can see logistics and delivery, trust and quality issues, payment issues, business environment and regulation, low purchases. You can see even internet connectivity and customer service, fake traffic. These are challenges that they face. Now, let's take a look at other things. What strategies can e-commerce companies use to build trust? Let's go back to our AI to see if that tallies with what we want to know right now. How does Nigerian internet penetration and digital payment infrastructure impact online shopping? I think this will be very important for us to know. Let's see some of the important data that we have here. So if I save that and just bring it here, and let's see what it's able to generate for us. Yeah, so you can see the broadband penetration in Nigerian economy and how it is helping. You can also see internet usage disparities, financial inclusion, mobile technology challenges, youth unemployment and technology. You can see how all of this, you can go through all of this, and we are heading somewhere. At the end of this, we're going to be putting all of this gathering together to generate the actual report that we want to see. But let's just even do more exploration and see what we can get. So now, we want to look at the operational challenges, even though I think we have answered some of these questions. But let's see, what are the key operational inefficiency in Nigerian e-commerce business? Let's see what it has to say specifically. I can just go ahead and paste that. And when I check what it's able to do, we can see that it then say supply chain issues, inventory management, other fulfillment, warehouse management, logistics, and delivery. You can see all of these things are things that the two AIs are really helping us to do. So how do high logistic costs and unreliable delivery services affect e-commerce operation in Nigeria? You can go ahead and ask this too, because that's really what you're looking forward to know. All these things are giving us insights on what the industry is all about. And the cool thing is you can use this process for any industry. Any industry, you can use this very process to navigate. So you can see some of the impact on last mile delivery. Last mile delivery is responsible for large amounts of overall logistic costs. All right, optimizing this part of the supply chain is vital to balancing economic and effectiveness and environmental sustainability. So let's look at the source. You can see the source. You can read more. You can look at other things that we have. Impact on supply chain, specific challenges, need for infrastructure development, theft and validation. All of these things are issues that the Nigerian e-commerce platform face. What are the most common customer complaints about Nigerian e-commerce platform? Let's see. What are customers saying? What are people complaining about? We can still do that, see what people are complaining about. And once we do this as well, while that is generating, let's also see identifying key complexity areas. What are the main logistics and last mile delivery challenges for e-commerce? And blah, blah, blah. So you can also see that there are somewhat repetitive questions here, but you can just go through and see the ones that you want to know about, at least so that you can formulate your report from that. So after that, I believe this should be done generating. Is there something wrong here? Perplexity isn't showing something. Okay, so let me see if I can refresh. All right, I'm just refreshing. I'm refreshing to see what we have. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down to the last one. So what it did say, so the last question was the most common customer complaint. What are people saying? Delivery issue, product quality, customer service, refund and return policy, scam and fraud. Let's also see some of the recommendation here. What are the main reasons for customer satisfaction? What are the main reasons for customer dissatisfaction with Nigerian e-commerce? So let's see that too. I think this will make sense for us to see. So looking at the prompt here, dissatisfaction, reason for dissatisfaction, we can see delivery delays and inconsistency. We can see delivery delays and inaccuracies. We can see product quality concerns, high delivery cost, poor customer service, payment-related issues, scam and fraud, website accessibility, and technical problems. These are the reasons why people are not satisfied with the Nigerian e-commerce platform. Now that we have all of this knowledge, we can continue from this recommendation from ChatGPT. However, in order not to make this video excessively long, let us just summarize what we're trying to do here, because I believe at this point you get the message. So all I need to do at the end of this prompt is, even though I'm tempted to look at this, how do Nigerian e-commerce platform compare to international e-commerce platform? I think I need to see this as well, and I'm sure you two also want to see this as well. So how do we compare relatively to other giants or other emerging markets? So we can see that, let's see, it's still generating. Still generating, yes. So we have a response already. So we can see website quality and user experience. Let me see. Yeah. Website quality and user experience. This is customer satisfaction in Nigeria. They have trust issues, challenges faced by users. Comparison with international platform, you have service quality and efficiency. International platform like Amazon, Alibaba generally provide a high level of service quality due to better logistics, blah, blah, blah. You can also see what other people are doing, which makes a lot of sense. Now, let's summarize. So all you need to do is to write another prompt. Say, based on the research done, create a detailed report to be shared with my managers. Okay, now let's see what it's able to do based on all of the things that we've learned so far. Let's see what it is able to do. Okay, I can definitely help you with that. To provide you with the most reports, please share the research. Okay, so the reports base your summary on the previous prompt and responses you give. All right, so something that I noticed is that at some point the AI actually lost its memory, and for some reason is unable to really generate the prompt that is required. Well, let's see some run around here. So I can just copy this very prompt, and in fact, let me see if I can edit this very prompt. Yeah, so what I want to do, based on maybe instead of using that very prompt, I could just as well copy our first topic, which is current state of Nigerian e-commerce. I can just go back again and try to, okay, so based on the research done, create a detailed report based on, maybe instead of based on the research done, we could say based on the data available, create a detailed report to be shared with my manager on current state. Yes, on current state of the e-commerce industry in Nigeria. Let's see if he's able to pull this through. Okay, yeah, so he's able to pull it through. And let us take a look at the report that we have. All right, so you can see the market growth and projection. You can also see key trends. You can see opportunities. You can also see challenges. So you can use this to make sense out of the whole thing. Now, let's talk about worst case scenario, because I said earlier that this very AI is not good with creative writing. So part of what you can do is to gather all of this. So you could copy as much as the responses that you have here into a document, maybe a PDF or something. You can then maybe convert that PDF and take it to a platform like ChatGPT, for instance, and ask it to prepare the report for you. So because this very AI is good with creative writing, is able to scan through the PDF file and produce a report or a summary, a high-level summary that you can share and even edit to personalize to whatever you're trying to do. Like I said, this works for any instance. The reasons why we rely on Perplexity is for the accuracy and the real-time data it gets from sources from the internet. And not just sources alone, is able to pull all of those things together, which then makes sense at the end of the day. All right, I want to give you your own project, and all I require you to do is to repeat the similar thing that I did. Just copy the prompt. Imagine I want to reach out to, or imagine I want to research on XYZ, all right, in Nigeria or any other country, and your preferred AI choice is Perplexity. Show me the detailed guide step by step and see what the AI is able to do for you. Remember, I said you can use OpenAI for the first sort of instructions, just so you know the kind of prompts you take to Perplexity. Then when you take that same prompt to Perplexity, you can also bring all the data back to ChatGPT or Gemini in order for you to get the report that you need. But the cool thing is, we couldn't really spend time to read all of the output from the Perplexity. But, working through this on my own, I saw that they were very extremely informative, and I think it's something you really want to try out. So when you need to work with live data, current data, what is going on in the industry, you can just rely on Perplexity. But when you want to really do creative writing that is really bespoke to whatever you're trying to do, Gemini and ChatGPT is the go-to. And that's really how we wrap it up on this one. I know it's a very long stretch, but of course it's worth it, because at the end of the day, combining all of this artificial intelligence together is all that matter. And that's how we wrap it up on this one. Thank you so much for staying with me till this very moment. And in the next edition, we're going to be looking at how you can maintain scheduling, automated scheduling, apps that you can use, AIs that you can use to maintain scheduling. Thank you so much for joining this one. If you have any question, remember, leave a comment and I would be willing to provide you more support. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.